Hey guys, and well, it all comes down to this. It's me, Duncan Nichols, on the ESC-DN channel, and today is the day where I'll be ranking all 25 competing acts in this year's Eurovision Song Contest 2026 Grand Final. And this is my top 25 of it. So, yeah, this will be the one before the live show, of course, and as you may know, a lot of things can happen, of course. And before I should start on that, let me take a recap of what really happened in the first and second semifinals. We know that 10 countries from each semifinal have been qualified, most notably Finland, Sweden, Greece, Australia, Denmark, and you know the rest, and of course. But some shocking NQs really happened, like Tamara Sivkovic and Veronica Versaro, and some shocking qualifications, such as Antigone for some reason. And not only that, but we also got a qualification from Esila and Alicia, which, needless to say, this is very weird, especially with the new 50-50 voting system, of course, right now in the semifinals, both juries and televotes. But what that mattered is now or never, because today is the day where I'm going to take a revisit at all of the 25 competing acts of this year's Grand Final of the Eurovision Song Contest. So with that mattered, let's get this ranking began, starting with number 25, and then we're going to go to number 1. Speaking of which, let's start with Jonas Love with Ya 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 for Norway at number 25. The song is still A-, I guess. It is still energetic, but it still has that very interesting vibe with a little sexy-ish stuff, but his performance is kind of an upgraded from Melody Grand Prix. Instead of walking on this, whatever this thing is, he's now walking on the catwalk, which is interesting though, which makes a little contrast to the MGP performance as well. Also, the sexy tone is kind of a toned down, thanks to what I guess TV2 has a core to us. I think TV2 has reported that, but I guess his performance is way better now, so I guess that's an A-. And his voice is still A tier, so overall I give it an A-. And of course, as we know about this, I decided to rank judging the song, the staging, and the vocals, which will basically what it is by the time we're gonna get through the next couple of songs, which we're gonna do it right now, starting with Cosmo with the host country's song Sunshine, which literally means dance license. That's what the song's all about. An A-tier caliber of a song, because it explains Cosmo and a club where everyone wasn't even dancing though for some reason. So he decided to bring his own dance license and make it happen. So yeah, that's an A-tier, of course, for the song, but the staging is alright though. It was a little packed, especially when Cosmo was laying down and the floor that whatever this thing is, those whatever flowing this thing is at the start of his performance, and then the way he did the dance is very well executed as well, and his energy and the audience is of course is so impressive though. So needless to say, A- for that. His vocals is still A-, so this gives me an A-, of course. Next up, a shocking qualifier, ESC-DN by Dancing on the Ice for Belgium, number 23. The song is still A-, but the overall staging is interesting though, because it is a blend of fire and ice, which is interesting though. I really like her outfit, and the dancers did some, I might say synchronized as well, so that's an A tier. And lastly, I might say her voice is still an A-, so this gives me an A-, of course. Not else much to add, but it is what it is. Next up, another shocking qualifier is Alicia with the song Pray for Poland. Song still A tier. It's a very bizarre mix of gospel, hip-hop, and a ballad of some sorts, but at least it's alright though. It's a very great message. Of course, it explains a little things about her experience with praying, of course, and of course the staging is interesting though as well, especially the stage. Of course, her performance is alright. Her alone at the start is very ominous, but when she's joined by those war dancers and doing it and slope is interesting though, which is nice. It's also synchronized as well, so that's an A-, and her focus is still A tier, so that's an A tier for me. And last but not least, another shocking qualifier. Yes, I mean the last shocking qualifier we got. I might say about that, but Antigone Ujala is way better than I expected though. The song is still A tier, and her staging is much more interesting than I expected. Dancing on the Table, check. Fire, check. plates, check somehow, and dance moves, check. So this gets an A tier for that. But still, her vocals is a little bit not so great, and both of her rehearsal and semi-final performances, but somehow did make it to the final, which is interesting. So that's an A minus for her vocals. So this gives me an A tier. Next is Alice with the song "None for Albania." The song is an A minus. I really love the message though, which is written by Alice himself, with the help of his girlfriend for some reason. Then the staging is impressive though. A couple of models and some men appearing in the background, and then of course the angel wings, and somehow an Albanian actress that's so famous right now is actually featured, especially at the beginning, and then in the part where it would officially close off the the performance as well, which is so amazing. So this gives me a name A tier for this performance, and I really love his vocals. So this gives me an A tier for all the average stuff, A tier for the staging and vocals, A minus for the song, so A tier and average. Next up is Sarah Engels with Fire for Germany, and A tier for the song, which is interesting though. I kind of like the lyrics as well. Staging wise, it is interesting though. At first we saw her in that white outfit, but eventually once we get to the chorus, she goes fire at all with so many fires. That's impressive. So yeah, this gives me an A tier for that, but her vocals is still A minus, so A tier. Next up is Noam Baton with the song Michelle for Israel, and I decided to rank this song honestly. So yeah, the song is a very great one, so that's an A tier for me, and the staging is alright though. At first we saw Noam inside that diamond though, which was eventually being split into pieces when the dancers eventually went in, but eventually they went out, and yeah, and those 5 dancers sounds, they have the same outfit. Are they Michelle's for some reason? So that's an A minus for me, and his vocals, that's an A tier. So overall I gave this song an A tier. Now about Israel, well, this country is the most controversial one that we're talking about this year though. If you wanted to express some comments, then please don't say any political comments with this one. So any political comments will not be tolerated, and of course I'm warning you guys. So yeah, let's move on now with the next act, of course. Look Mom No Computer with Ein, Zwei, Drei for the United Kingdom. Song wise it is alright. Needless to say, this is kind of an interesting one, especially when my favorite first came up with the song was when he said when the part where he's thinking of that language that he could count in, and then singing Eins Zwei Drei is interesting though, so that's something. And the lyrics is hilariously good, so that's an A minus. The staging is okay though, especially with those tables turned into whatever this thing is, a computer setup, which is interesting. And yeah, Look Mom No Computer looks very interesting as well, especially with the dancers acting like computers. So that's an A minus. And his vocals is good, but yeah, points where you say, that spoken word stuff is interesting as well. So that's an A tier as well. So hilariously, that's an A tier. And next up is also an automatic qualifier, and also has the same dots as Eins Zwei Drei. That is Sal Davici with Per Sempre Si. The song is an A minus. It's memorable, it's enjoyable. I really love the lyrics as well, and the staging is impressive. Like, we're in a wedding right now for some reason. The dancers were so energetic, and especially the bride is so amazing. And somehow they brought an Italian flag made out of curtains, which shows how proud it is, and that's amazing. So that's an A tier for the staging, and I really love his vocals, so that's an A tier for Sal's vocals, so A tier for all those stuff. Next up is Lion Sika with Solo Kiavamas for Lithuania. I decided to rank all of the criteria in A tier. Vocals, of course, as I said, that's an A tier, which is impressive. Staging wise, it's so amazing, that's an A tier, especially when that whatever this thing is collapsed, and especially that turn to black and white thing, and the subtitles is also impressive. And lastly, the song is also amazing, especially that it's just got a revamp recently, so it sounds so good. So this gets an A tier for all those stuff. And also A tier is Dawa with Banga Wanga, which also got a revamp as well. I really loved the revamp when I first hear it, and that's impressive. The lyrics is still great, but I really love the overall change of energy as well, which is impressive though. So that's an A tier. Staging wise, it's so impressive, especially when she was in around that and that sort of in place, whatever this thing is, and a sort of in train of some sorts, which was eventually went to whatever this thing is. The chairs is so great as well, and the way that they move is also impressive though, especially at the final part, which is so synchronized. So that's an A tier, and I also love her vocals, so A tier for Banga Banga. Next up is Daniel Stishka with Crossroads with Czechia, and I also have the same criteria. Song A tier, great song. It's a very atmospheric ballad, which is impressive though. I really love his vocals as well, and the staging's well rounded too. Mirrors, of course, a lot of mirrors can be there in this performance as well, especially a lot, and this is impressive as well. So Crossroads gets an A tier for me. Let's move on now to Aiden with the song Bella for Malta. And yeah, the song is an A minus. I really love the lyrics as well, and at how beautiful it is, I still love it. But his staging is interesting though, especially at this case though. I really love how he moves though through that soul trope thing, which is something like that, and the overall visuals inside that is also impressive, from the way that that girl is moving, and especially that that Steadicam is moving as well, and the tornado of roses is still around, except it's now inside that. So yeah, this gets an A plus for that, and especially the lights is also impressive, and I really love his vocals, so that's an A tier. So overall, A tier. Next up is Satoshi with Viva Moldova, and needless to say, I prefer this better than Aiden in most parts, I guess. But yeah, needless to say that Viva Moldova has a lot of energy, especially it shows a lot of pride that that Moldova has got. Song A tier, totally great song. I really love how Satoshi blend his, you know, I might say hip hop energy with that of Moldovan culture as well. It's impressive, and the staging is also impressive. It's so flashy, it's so amazing, and look at how Aliona has worn during the performance. That's a callback to her 2013 performance as well, which is impressive. And needless to say, the way the camera moves is also impressive, so that's an A tier. And I really love his vocals, sort of, and so did Aliona, so that's an A tier. Overall, I give the song A tier. Next up is Lavina, which is of course the Serbian act with the song Cry Mene. The song is an A minus. It's so growly, it's what it is, of course, but the staging is also impressive though, because of, you know, fires, and you know, that Excalibur of a sword it is, and the way that they have their outfits as well, which is impressive, so that's an A plus. And Lucas's focus is so impressive, especially with the growls as well, and the screams, so that's an A plus. Overall, I give the song an A tier because of how impressive this is. Next is Alexandra Capitanescu with Choke Me for Romania, and I really love it as well. The song is an A tier. I really love the lyrics, and I really loved her, you know, vocals, which gave me an A plus for her vocals as well. And the staging is also well rounded, especially with that girl with the non-outfit or some sorts, and especially at the beginning where Alexandra's connected by the two guitarists, of course, which is also impressive. And also the way that she moves is great as well, especially with her vocals, which is impressive though. And look at how well rounded it is. The crowd is so wild when the last chorus hits, which is impressive. So needless to say, Choke Me gets an A tier, but yeah, I think this would win for Romania, but we don't know. So it's time to move on to the A plus section, starting with Monroe with Regard for France. And those are the ones that I have a potential for them to win, of course. And so for Israel, we already mentioned that. Check out my potential winners video. That is in the description. But anyways, Regard is such a great song for France, especially that the message is impressive though, and so that's an A plus. Staging is so amazing, especially with those dancers moving around as well. And fog, a lot of fog and a lot of smoke, or whatever we call it, whatever this thing is. So, or I might say that. So that's an A plus as well. And her vocals is so JJ, I guess, but it's so impressive because she's into Prodigy before, and eventually won that, and now she's 17 years old, so she went to Eurovision, with her vocals still being amazing than I expected, so that's an A plus. Overall, A plus for Monroe with the song We Got. Also A plus is Lilac with Andromeda, which is also impressive. The song is A plus, of course. Beautiful lyrics as well, and it ties very well with the historical events, of course. And the staging is also impressive. One goes Andromeda and everything else that is well run, especially with the girls being, moving towards each other, of course, as well. And also, yeah, the ending part is so cinematic. And of course, the focus is impressive, so that's an A plus for me. So, A plus for that song. And transitioning from one Lilac to a Leleka now, as we'll move forward to Leleka with the song Requiem for Ukraine. And still it is what it is, of course. A plus for the song, it's beautiful, the lyrics is amazing, staging wise it's so beautiful, those whatever this thing is floating around is also impressive, and the bandura player as well. And I really love her outfit, and her vocals is so amazing, so that's an A plus for me. Virto is also interesting too, especially that the song still has some high energy as well, and I really love that mixture of interesting stuff as well. And also the bridge and before the final chorus is also impressive, so that's an A plus. Staging wise it's also interesting though, especially when Achilles is going around, of course, and those moves is also impressive. The graphics is also great, and somehow he went to that whatever this woman this is, of course, he brought somehow 3 dancers dressed up in whatever outfit what this thing is. And also the witch is also amazing though as well, especially what it displays as well. And yeah, the end's interesting though, so that's an A plus. And I also love his vocals, so everything else A plus. Next up is Felicia, and number 4 over here is My System with Sweden, of course. And I still have the same thoughts as before. A plus, A plus, A plus, everything else, of course. Love her vocals, love the song itself, which is a great EDM beat, of course. And the staging is impressive. Still love her outfit, still love that giant Felicia, still love all those lasers from that first semi-final performance. Number 3 is Soren with Fabrika Heim for Denmark. And his performance is so better than Dance Melody Grand Prix. Yep, his vocals is so amazing, and I really love the song as well. And of course, the staging is well-rounded as well. The boss is a little more enhanced now. It is now called Linda for some reason, according to Soren. And the dancers are also, of course, well-rounded as well. They're also synchronized. And I really love how they move as well, especially towards the end of the song, which is amazing. So, Soren Torbeck learned, I think you might have a great job of winning Eurovision. So, this gets an A plus for me. And now on to the 2 songs that I might say would have, the most interesting chance to win the Eurovision Song Contest. And these 2 songs that I have to mention next are the ones that are currently leading the betting odds, and they're currently leading up, of course. And especially with these 2 songs being beautiful, I have a hard decision whether one of them should win. So for the meantime, I'm so fingers crossed with these 2 entries that I'm going to mention right now. And one of those entries is Delta Drum with the song Eclipse for Australia. The song is so beautiful. I really love the lyrics. I really love those key changes, and I absolutely love how those and connecting to this. I really love the piano part, everything else, so that's an A plus. I really love the staging as well, especially at the start where that harp is played as well, and especially when she's standing with that moon as well. It's also impressive. But when she walked through that piano, now in gold and a lot of glitter as well, it's also impressive as well. And especially when she played the piano, it's also amazing. And somehow she went to the top of the piano. There's actually a pedestal and a lot of sparks playing around, especially when the final chorus hits. And I really love the overall graphics as well. Sun, moon, eclipse, of course, everything else, so beautiful. And I really love her vocals as well. So overall, I have to give this song an A plus. All and the criteria, of course. Song an A plus, staging A plus, and the vocals A plus. And there's nothing else much to say about it, but Beat Parkonen and Linton Lampin is, I might say, still one of my favorites as well. Lagan Hating is still beautiful as well, especially the song is so beautiful. I really love it, and I still love Pat's vocals and Lintus's final and antics as well, which I gave Pat's vocals an A2 as well. A plus, sorry. Yeah, and also I have to say, the staging is still taken over from UMK and now much better as well. So everything else, I have to give the song an A plus in all of its aspects. Song A plus, vocals A plus of course for Bet, and of course the staging is also A plus. So with that mattered, and I'm so kind of a little developed right now. I'm still not in a state of mind ever since recent developments. It's time to recap what I've ranked and average, of course, from 25 to number 1, starting with Jonas Love with Ya 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 for Norway, A minus. Cosmo with Sunshine for Austria, A minus. Escila with Dancing on the Ice for Belgium, A minus. Alicia with Pray for Poland is in A tier. Also there is Antigone with Jala for Cyprus, Alice with the song None for Albania, Germany's Seven Girls with the song Fire, Noam Betan with the song Michelle for Israel, UK's is Look Mom No Computer with Ein Zwei Drei, Perseposi by Sal Davici for Italy, Lion Sika with Solo Kiavamas for Lithuania, Bulgaria's is Dala with Banga Wanga, Danya Shishka with the song Crossroads for Czechia, Aiden with Bella for Malta, Satoshi with the song Viva Moldova, Lavina with Crimea for Serbia, and Alexandra Kapitanescu with Chokri for Romania. All I mentioned here are ranked A tier. For the A plus stuff, we're now moving on. So Monroe with Regard for France, gaining the A plus treatment. So did Lelek with Andromeda for Croatia, and Leleka with weak name for Ukraine. Don't confuse them anyways. Akilas with Fertov for Greece also gets A+. So did Felicia with My System for Sweden. Soren with Fabrikaheim for the neighboring nation Denmark. Yep. Denmark and Sweden are also in the Nordics as well, so you get that point there. So it's an A+ as well. And so did my two favorites that I might say would have a potential chance to winning Eurovision, of course. Delta Gucci with Eclipse for Australia, and Peter Parkonen and Linton Lampingis with Hagen for Finland. Both getting A+ for me. So, yeah, a lot of things can happen in one whole video, of course. And I'm looking forward to see all those performances to be performed live again this Saturday night. And yeah, a lot of things can happen because, well, but yeah, needless to say, this is going to be a packed lineup, guys. Needless to say, there were some developments that we're looking forward to, especially when we're gonna take a look at what's to come with these performances. So I'm looking forward to all those stuff. But yeah, I'm still looking forward for the grand final as well because a lot of things can happen. So what do I look forward to next? Of course, as usual, I'll be doing my winning song review this Monday, and then next Saturday is the top 35 of all the acts after the show, of course. And then we're gonna go with the other stuff if I have some time though. But for the meantime, I guess that'll be it for this video here on ESC-DN. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and also to my main channel, Duncan Nichols, and hit that bell, and you can also set it to all, so you'll be notified for all notifications, or all new videos will come up as well. So you can also check out my link tree where you can find my socials there as well. So my name is Duncan Nichols. Thank you for watching another video on ESC-DN, and we'll always be united by music.